Hey everybody, Thomas Joseph here, and today we are tackling tiramisu. Now, oftentimes when people make this at home, they end up with something that's really wet, soggy, and heavy. Well, today I'm going to share with you a recipe that is perfect, light, airy, and delicious. So let's get started. Okay, so to start off, what we're gonna make is a wonderful, delicious zabayon. And a zabayon, we've made this before in one of our other videos, so check it out. It's a mixture of eggs, a little bit of wine or alcohol. I'm using marsala wine today, and some sugar. 3 ingredients, really easy, super simple. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna mix these ingredients over a double boiler. Now, a double boiler is simply some simmering water in a pot like this with a bowl on top. You wanna make sure that you're using a heat-proof bowl. This is a heat-proof glass bowl, but you could also use a metal bowl as well. And what you're gonna do is just mix these ingredients together with a wire whisk until they're really nice and light and airy. It's gonna quadruple in volume, I'll say. And that's what's gonna give you a really great, lofty tiramisu in the end. Now, the great thing about tiramisu, and I think people are actually intimidated by making this at home because they think it's a dessert that you can only get in a really great restaurant, but it's super easy to make. You can use some store-bought ingredients, which will help you out, and it's no bake, which is fantastic. So whisk these ingredients up here. Once this pot starts to simmer and bubble, we'll get more heat, which is gonna help increase the volume of this egg mixture. And it's gonna really lighten in color. All right, so it's been about 5, maybe even 6 minutes here, and you can see how lovely, pale, light, and fluffy this mixture is. Now, you know, if you didn't wanna use marsala wine here, you don't have to. You could use another fortified wine, like a dry vermouth would be really great. But if you wanted to take the alcohol out completely, you could probably even substitute 1/3 of a cup of strongly brewed coffee here as well. Your tiramisu will just be kind of extra caffeinated. But what I'm gonna do now is take this off of the heat, and then we're gonna be ready to combine all of our other ingredients and layer this dish up. All right, so right now I am whipping up a little bit of cream, which is gonna help to lighten up our base here, the zabayon, and we're also gonna add a little bit of mascarpone for really great flavor and richness. So this is a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. I'm doing this by hand, just whisking it until I get nice soft peaks, nothing too stiff because it'll just make it hard to fold into our mixture. And one thing I forgot to mention before, you guys, is you want to invest in one of these. This is a digital thermometer here, and this is important when you're making your zabayon over that double boiler. You want to make sure this mixture comes up to about 160 degrees, and that will ensure that your eggs are pasteurized or at a safe temperature, but also that the temperature is at the right point to give you enough volume for your zabayon. So the cream here is almost whisked up to nice peaks. This looks good. I'm going to take the mascarpone here. This is 8 ounces of mascarpone, and I'm just going to kind of fold this in with my whisk a little bit. It's gonna kind of deflate the mixture a little bit, but it really does add a nice richness, and it is one of the signature components of a tiramisu. All right, and then last but not least, the whipped cream. The whole goal here is to combine the ingredients gently but thoroughly without deflating the mixture. So this whole movement of kind of going around the sides and over is called folding. Now, once you have your base done, really it's all about assembly. And again, this can be a make-ahead dessert, you guys. You can do this the day before you're planning on serving it, and it sits really nicely in your refrigerator. It sets up really well. So once this mixture is all combined, I'm gonna push this off to the side, and we're gonna start layering. So I have a simple square baking dish here. You can use either an 8x8 or a 9x9 baking dish. And I think the beauty here is if you have something at home, just use it. You'll either end up with a tall tiramisu or something that's a little bit more flat with more surface area to it. So, and then I have, these are store-bought ladyfingers. And I think what's really great about this recipe is that it uses store-bought ladyfingers, because oftentimes store-bought, is consistent. Like the ladyfingers themselves are gonna be the same texture. They're usually the same size, which is fantastic, as opposed to making them at home. I also think that ladyfingers, when they're store-bought, they're a little bit drier and crisp, which really helps in preventing a soggy tiramisu. If you make ladyfingers at home from a sponge cake batter, they can be quite light and delicate, and they don't give you that texture that you need for something that has kind of lightness and airiness. So store-bought is great. You need 24 of them, and that's from about a 7-ounce package of ladyfingers. So now it's time to assemble. I have some strongly brewed coffee here. You could also use espresso if you have an espresso machine, or you can go to your local coffee shop and get an espresso and add a little bit of water, kind of like an Americano here. And what you're gonna do is you're going to dip the ladyfingers in very, very quickly. Use your hands here. You don't need to use a pastry brush or anything like that, but you just want a really quick dunk, and then you're gonna place them in your baking dish. Now, the reason why you don't wanna let these sit is because they will become oversaturated with your coffee or your Americano. And in the end, you're gonna end up with something that's really wet and heavy. Again, that's what we're trying to avoid here. So I'm gonna continue this process of dipping the ladyfingers and arranging them in my baking dish, 12 per layer. So we're gonna start with 12 as the base, and then we're gonna layer in our delicious zabayon mascarpone mixture. All right, so the last ladyfinger here, and I'm just gonna break this in half and fit it in to this corner of the pan. And you don't want to force these together. You want to leave a little bit of space, because once you pour this delicious mixture over the top, it's going to soak into the ladyfingers and they'll expand. So don't really pack them in here too tight. Now, I'm going to just take a ladle, and about half of this mixture is going right over the ladyfingers. And then repeat this process with your remaining ladyfingers, the espresso, and then we're gonna top it off with this delicious zabayon mascarpone mixture. Okay, so the layering is complete, and now a dusting of cocoa powder. Now, some recipes out there call for dusting with cocoa right before serving, but this recipe, which I haven't said this before, is the Test Kitchen's favorite tiramisu recipe, has you sprinkle with cocoa powder before you refrigerate. And what that does is it creates this nice top, I don't want to call it a crust, but it's a layer of cocoa powder that's really beautiful and also tasty. It doesn't kind of flake off or blow off when you're ready to serve it. So cover this with plastic wrap, and this goes into the refrigerator overnight at least. It can even be in the refrigerator up to 24 hours. And it's gonna set up really nicely so you'll get a nice piece out of it when you're ready to serve it. So right into the refrigerator. The tiramisu, it's been in the refrigerator overnight. It's nice and set, and now we're ready to serve it. So you can do this with a spoon or a spatula. I like to take a nice corner piece here, and this is a fantastic dessert. It is light and airy. Look at how beautiful it comes out of the pan. Now, you could also make this, if you wanted to, in individual portions. You can make these in little ramekins and serve them like that, but this will be your favorite recipe, I promise. It is light, airy, but also rich, tasty, and it's perfectly balanced with that bitter cocoa powder on top and the sweet filling. Tiramisu 101 for you guys. Now, as always, if you have any kitchen conundrums, please reach out to us using the hashtag Kitchen Conundrums. We love to hear from you. Enjoy. And as always, guys, click like and subscribe.